I want to share with you my recent visit to the city of Halifax. I was totally blown away and just loved it. So, if you're thinking of visiting Halifax, you won't be disappointed. It's the largest city in Atlantic Canada, and it's the capital of Nova Scotia. It's located in the Halifax Peninsula, which extends into the Atlantic Ocean, so it's right on the water. I would highly recommend that you choose a hotel that's downtown near the waterfront because everything is within walking distance. There's a 4-kilometer boardwalk you can stroll along and enjoy. There's trendy shops, waterfront restaurants, outdoor patios. There's a farmer's market. There's these funky drunken lampposts, which are really neat, and they make great picture opportunities. In the Port of Halifax, you're going to see many boats coming through, big and small, and you might even see some naval ships and perhaps even be able to take a tour on them. If you're lucky, you'll see some of Canada's finest Navy personnel as well. Directly across the harbor from the boardwalk, you'll spot George's Island, the site of Fort Charlotte. It's now a National Historic Site of Canada, and it's open on weekends in the summer for exploring. If you time things well and hit the right day like we did, the Blue Nose 2 will be docked in the Halifax harbor and allowing tours on board. It was launched in 1963, and it's a replica of the original schooner Blue Nose, famous for racing and being undefeated in the International Fisherman's Cup. You can do a 2-hour harbor cruise, but what I would recommend is that you check their website ahead of time for their schedule and book your tickets so you won't be disappointed. It is a beautiful sight to see. Moving further down the boardwalk, you're going to discover many statues, including the volunteer statue, which represents thousands of women who volunteered their time and efforts and skills supporting the World War II efforts. A little further past the statues, you can tour the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21. I had them do some research for me and was surprised to find that my great-grandmother arrived in Canada in 1883 at the age of 11. They even gave me a copy of the boat that she arrived on, the Parisienne. Now that was pretty neat. Okay, now you can't leave Halifax without doing the Harbor Hopper tour. You take a ride on a retrofitted military vehicle around the city where you'll have a 55-minute guided tour. Your tour guide is very knowledgeable about all the hot spots within the city, and they'll highlight many historical attractions and places that you might want to go back and visit. This also includes driving around the hilltop fort of the Citadel, which is a very favorite tourist attraction. Just when you think your city tour is coming to an end, the vehicle will all of a sudden launch with a huge splash into the Halifax harbor, and it turns into a boat. And it will take you for a ride down in front of the city where you can see all the boats and the buildings from a different perspective and get some wonderful pictures from there. The Harbor Hopper is really a tour that you don't want to miss because you just learn so much about the city, and it really is a fun experience. I highly recommend it. If you like art, check out the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia, and you'll find many different exhibits there, including the works of the famous Canadian folk artist Maud Lewis, who is from Nova Scotia, and it even includes her restored house with all the folk art on it that she did. It was truly an amazing exhibit. If you find cemeteries interesting, then you should check out the Old Burying Ground. It's a cemetery that opened in 1749 and closed in 1844. It has lots of old tombstones, and a lot of them you can't even read them anymore, they're so old. A famous person buried there is Major General Robert Ross, who served in the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars, but he's most famous for having been involved in the burning of the White House in 1814, and we were able to find his tombstone. After you leave the old burying ground, take a short stroll over to the Halifax Public Gardens. It is a beautiful 16 acres of gardens with beautiful trees and plants, and it's very, very peaceful with different walkways. There's a pond, there's fountains, statues, and bridges. And they have the most beautiful rhododendron plants that are huge, and they were in bloom at the end of June. It's open year-round, so there'll be lots of different flowers that are coming into bloom during the different times of year. It is worth the visit. Take your lunch and go for a nice stroll and enjoy the beauty. Be sure to check out Argyle Street, which is closed off to traffic, and it boasts many restaurants, cafes, and outdoor patios for you to enjoy a meal and a beverage. You can learn all about Nova Scotia's rich maritime heritage if you visit the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. Here you're going to learn all about boat building, World War convoys. There's an exhibit for the Titanic and also for the 1917 harbor explosion. Lots to see here.
All right, so there you have it. You can see that there is so much to do and see in the city of Halifax. It's just a beautiful spot to visit. You could easily spend a few days there. If you're interested in exploring other spots in the area, like within an hour to 2 hours away, such as the famous Peggy's Cove or Mahone Bay, Blue Rocks, check out my other videos that I have in my travel playlist. I'm Lori, and you've been listening to Travel Talk from the Simple Living channel. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and you will check out other ones that I have coming up. Have a great day, everyone.